Tessa's, 153. Or should be.
Where are we at?
Well,
Kelly?
100 is now.
Where are we at?
190
Where's that?
across the hall. It's at,
It's the
it's that
science room.
science room.
Oh, okay, alright.
Okay, that's where I'm going.
Oh, yeah, I have the
I
three of
didn't
you
hear
guys.
you, man.
Do you want me to move?
I didn't have to move all night.
I need to move now.
Yeah, Dan, you're
Good
still
luck.
here.
Chica?
Yeah.
Can, we have a long
Yeah.
time. All good? I'm not gonna fade yours.
No, sorry.
Are you driving?
No, I'm good. So.
Do you know where Hillary, or did Hillary move classrooms at all, or? I don't know. That might, Okay, no say. I don't know, I'm just supposed to be there, so.
Who's on here?
Disha's coming, Lindsay's coming, and Jason's coming.
That's right. Yeah.
Were you, how's being gifted, Jan?
It's good. That was actually like an easy one to be gifted for.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
I was just trying to.
What's this next lesson? 900.
That's my sister's regional basketball tournament.
So you're not paying attention?
39%.
Alright.
25 minutes. Every week.
Are you actually moving?
Well, let's hope so. I might cry by then.
Yeah, that would suck. Those hurt.
And those, yeah, have you been hit in the face with one?
Well, I'm just saying, they even hurt my arms.
And then
Oh, that's, she took her 2 weeks off, or whatever.
Yeah.
She was out for like 3 weeks. First thing back, it happened again.
Oh, wow.
She had a concussion, 2 concussions, then like, short amount of time.
Yeah, that sucks.
And so then she was literally out for like the rest of the season because she couldn't even like think, couldn't even like read for like a week. Couldn't do anything.
That's terrible.
Didn't she go to South Carolina?
North Carolina. Wingate University, yeah. And they're,
Where's she playing?
yeah, right there.
Like,
Yeah.
Is it the really tall one?
Yeah, she's the
Yeah,
one with the green headband. This girl right here is from Iowa City too.
How tall is she actually?
She's 6'1".
Your sister is
Yeah.
6 feet tall.
Yeah.
How tall are your parents?
My mom is fairly tall. My uncles, like her brothers and uncles, are very tall.
Oh.
They're like my height. Ooh, geez.
How tall are you? 6'8"?
6'8", okay.
Yeah, I don't know, you seem really
like
tall.
a giant
6'5".
man. 3 more inches.
6'5".
That's a lot of inches though.
Thanks for no thanks.
You don't want to be that tall?
No.
Why not?
Yeah, so if they win this, and they win tomorrow, and they win Saturday, they play Louisville like the week after Thanksgiving.
Cool.
So I would potentially miss this class next week. I don't know, I have to talk to Dr. Troy about that. Because I don't know, yeah, do you know what we're doing next week? Or
What, in 2
In
weeks?
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably doesn't know
Just
yet.
sitting there thinking like, oh, we should all go out.
I need to start talking to my professors about it. Oh, shoot, I should have done that.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Alright, guys. Are you going to Stetson?
Yep.
Did you give her your homework?
No, I was in kind of like discreet. So I have my homework, but I'll just give it to you in the morning. That's fine. That's why I asked her. Okay. Good luck with your lesson.
Yeah. I have 20 minutes, but that's okay.
How many?
20.
What time is it?
7.
You have 30 minutes.
Oh, wait, I thought we had it at 7:20.
No, it's 7:30. She thinks, Dr. Troy thinks we get done at 7:20. We actually get done at 7:30.
I was fine. Will you stop talking? Daniel.
No! Don't do this to me. No! Sorry, this is a big deal.
Did you ever miss her games in high school? Like when
Yeah,
she
I
was
did.
Why?
Because I was here. I at least went to they went to the state championship 2 years in a row. I went to both of those. Missed 2 Iowa football games for those, and they lost both times.
So you think
So I'm a horrible good luck charm. And they lost last year when they came to Cedar
Sorry.
Rapids. Yeah, geez.
No
This
worries.
guy's taking a little bit
I'm
longer
not
than this,
in a rush.
You're not in a rush?
I'm not in a rush.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Excuse me.
Not
Our
Me
last class
lesson.
got out late.
It's okay.
Your last
Where's
class,
my compass?
the teacher was battering me about.
It's okay. It's okay. No worries. Alright, you're still sitting right here, right? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Lindsay,
Yeah.
take this here
Oh, okay.
and set up your boundary and set up your boundary site.
Your overview.
What do I
An
do?
overview? Oh. Instead of the warm-up, overview this is like introductory to like trig. So the warm-up would be like, can you label the sides like opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent, things like that. We'd know the Pythagorean theorem already, and we'd know how to like solve for the missing side, just sides. So the goal of today is to like review like the sides of triangles and actually like jump into trig itself, like jump in. Okay, so today we're learning exactly like what trig is. Trig, the definition is a branch of math that studies right triangles and the relationships between the lengths and their sides and the angles between. The second page that I forgot to explain to you guys is a note sheet that you can fill in as we go. That's just for your own use. I'm not collecting it. You do what you want with it. I'd prefer if you would, fill it in. Great. So what are the functions? So in trigonometry, there's 3 main functions that we focus on, that like beginner functions that are important to us. The first one is sine. The sine function is the ratio between the opposite side and the hypotenuse. Sorry guys. So to remember it, I have a few mnemonics that like help us trigger it. So it'd be so, like SOH, because sine is the S, and then the opposite side and the hypotenuse, so you know how to use like the sine function if you had those 2 sides given to you. The next function that we focus on is cosine. It's the ratio between the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. So the mnemonic for that is ca. So like cosine, and then you'd use the adjacent side and then the hypotenuse. Ooh, okay. And then the last one that we'll be focusing on is tangent. The tangent is the ratio of the length of the opposite side and the adjacent side. So tau. So most of us who do math refer to this as SOHCAHTOA. That's how we solve most of our trig functions. So what we're going to do, since we just learned like through the mnemonics of like what these 3 functions are, we're going to practice together of what like the sine, cosine, and tangent of this triangle are going to be. So the sine depends on like what angle you're looking at, like the reference angle. So if we're looking at angle A, like we realize like this would be the opposite, this would be the adjacent, and this would be the hypotenuse. So can anyone tell me what the sine of A would be? We can just do this together as a class, like talk out loud, group discussion. Lindsay,
4/5.
how did you get that?
So I looked at my angle A. Used so.
So, okay.
I started at the angle A, and I went first opposite, which
So
was 4, and then I went to my hypotenuse, which was 5.
Perfect. Good job. Okay, so what would we do for the sine of B? Dan?
Side B is the opposite side, which is 3 over the hypotenuse, which is 5, so 3/5.
Perfect. Does everyone understand where Dan got that from? Okay, good job. So next is cosine. So same triangle, keeping it simple, same numbers. So if we're doing cosine, which is the opposite or the adjacent over the hypotenuse, how would we find the cosine of A? Jason?
It would be 3/5.
Good job. And cosine of B? Disha?
Cosine of B would be
If we're looking at B.
4/5.
Perfect. Can you explain how you did that one?
Yeah, the adjacent side is 4 and the hypotenuse is 5.
Perfect. Good job. So last little review, so tangent. So what is tangent? Anyone shout it out.
TOA.
Yes, TOA. What does TOA stand for?
Opposite over adjacent.
So what would the tangent of A be?
4/3.
Yeah,
Good job. Good teamwork.
thanks, Tracy.
Okay, what would the tangent of B? Lindsay, you had your hand raised for the last one. How about you answer it for this one?
Alright, 3/4.
Okay, perfect. So, quick review, just making sure we have these all covered. What is sine? Without our little mnemonics in front of us. Just what is sine?
Opposite over adjacent, or hypotenuse?
Perfect. Does anyone want to come up and do cosine?
I'm on it.
Lindsay, you can do tangent.
Okay.
Good job. Great. Does everyone see how these all like fit together? Make sense? Go ahead, Nat. Okay, so now we're actually going to take the information we just learned, SOHCAHTOA, to solve other triangles. So if we're given this triangle, what function do we use? Disha?
We would use the cosine.
Why cosine?
Um,
I just want to know your logic and I'll explain why it's sine.
Well, is it cosine adjacent over hypotenuse?
Right. That's what, you're right, you're correct. But we're given that 35 degrees is our reference angle and we're given the hypotenuse. But we're looking for the opposite side. So what would that be?
Sine.
Good job.
So
You're
it would
right.
be sine, right?
So it'd be sine.
Yes.
What would we do next?
You say your opposite, which is x,
Okay.
over your hypotenuse, which is 20.
Would equal the sine of 30.
Yep.
Good job. Okay. What do we do next?
Algebra.
Perfect. Okay. Can you explain the algebra to me?
Well, you want to isolate x, so you have to multiply both sides by 20.
And then you get that, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone have graphing calculator with them? I do, if you want to use mine. Okay. I forgot to tell you guys to bring them to class today. I'm sorry about that.
Oh,
Okay.
So
Why do you want to be in degree mode?
because I don't know what a radian is yet.
Okay, just making sure.
11.47152,873.
How about you round to one decimal place for me, Dan?
11.5.
Good job. Does everyone see on the calculator how Dan did that?
Yes.
Any questions?
Yes. No.
No? Are we sure? I just want to make sure everyone's okay. I don't want to move on if we're still confused. No, we're good. Perfect. Again, another problem. Where do we start? If we're looking for x. X is here. Jason?
Sine,
Why sine?
because 50 is the opposite of the 28-degree angle.
Perfect. Do you want to write out the equation on the board? Because I did it differently. Oh, here, that's
You
fine.
have it written somewhere?
No, you're good. I did it differently. I can show you the way I did it.
Equation.
Okay, and then where would you go from there? Or we use like algebra like Dan said?
Yep,
Okay,
you need algebra.
perfect. Does anyone want to help Jason out with the exact answer? Thank you, Dan.
$118.3.
Sure.
No.
No,
No,
yours is over there.
this is 28. Sorry.
Oh.
Try that again.
I can read my own writing.
Try that again. I was gonna say, that doesn't sound right to me. One more time. It happens. I've really been entering too. No worries.
Oh, okay. 106.5.
Okay.
One of my wonderful teachers didn't teach me penmanship.
Good job. I did it a different way, and I'll explain it. I used cosine because I looked at this angle and used the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So I set my equation up like this, and then I did some algebra. And came up with the same answer. I just didn't use a decimal point. Do you see how like we can use different functions for different angles? We're just given a max amount of information. You did it right. Perfect. There's more than one way to do it. Okay. We're gonna go to some fun problems. Okay, I'd like you to like break off in pairs, you can make your own group partners, and can we figure out W and X? So how about like Dan and Deisha and Jason and Lindsay? Talk it through. And then I'll have this group come up with W and write it on the board, and you guys can come up with X, and don't leave him out, please. Thank you. So we'll have a group of three. I'll join in here, so it's like 2 groups of 3.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
So,
group of 3. We
But I
skipped.
wanna look at that nice goodies.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe next time I will better prepare groups so we're not doing that.
Okay.
Cosine of
Okay, so we would use
equals,
cos.
and then we'll double it maybe?
Okay.
And adjacent, we have the hypotenuse. And so
42 equals
Okay, so you said cosine of
102.
42.
So then we get 102.
Why cosine?
Cosine 42 equals X.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Okay, how about we go back to our mnemonics?
Cosine of 42.
So for cosine we have ca.
X
So what does ca stand for?
Adjacent,
So we have
so
to
what does
double that?
adjacent mean?
Adjacent means like next to, like touching.
Oh, so that would be this one.
Yes.
51 points.
So this is sine.
Do you guys know what adjacent is? I didn't clarify that well enough in the beginning. Do you understand what adjacent means? Not adjacent, adjacent.
Yes, you
Adjacent.
We do it